What's good, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's staying safe out there. We have another tutorial here. For this haircut, what we're going to be doing is a 3 all around with a height taper. So for my height tapers, I like to start at the bottom of the box, make the guideline towards like the top of the ear, bald everything out. I'm using my cordless detailers. After this, what you want to do is bald everything out with your shaver, whether it be the Andis, Babyliss. I happen to use my Bronze Series just because that's my preference. After you get everything razor bald, the next thing you want to do is grab whatever clipper you are using. I'm using my Wall Magic Clip with the lever open. Go up about an inch, inch and a half, and slowly close your lever as you work your way down. As you see, every time I'm moving the clipper, I'm adjusting the lever in the closed position. And after this, what you're going to do is get your one guard open, and the same width that you set the first guideline in, you want to set your second one in. Slowly closing the lever as you work your way down. It's not going to take that line out completely, but that's when you come back with the half guard and knock that line out. And if you're going to notice, my half guard isn't really taking it out all the way. So what I'll do is take that guard off and go with my clipper open, and with the corner of the blade just detail that line out. Just basically hit those little dark spots that you might see. So when I'm working with no guard open, I'm really just using the corner, because if you use your full blade, you're going to end up gapping somebody, you're going to end up patching somebody, and that's not what you want to do. It's basically all just detail work when you have no guard on. Once you finish blending that out, what you want to do is come back with your 1.5 guard open. Same thing, open about an inch, inch and a half up. Right there, I just close it a little bit, working that line out. There, I close it all the way, I think, or there, right there, it's all the way. And I'm just tapping at that line, trying to blend that out. Whatever that 1.5 guard doesn't take out, you'll come back with the guard you used before, which is the half or the 1 guard open, and just knock that line out, and that should be coming out pretty easy. So the bottom part of the fade, I think, is pretty much done. And how I said in my last video, from connecting the waves into the blend part of the haircut, same thing applies here. So what you want to do to connect the bottom part of the taper into the top of the hair, I'll be taking my number 2 guard, open and close, trying to soften that ridge up that you see right there. It's not going to take it completely out. We'll come back with I'll come in with shear over comb just to smooth everything out. And then right there, what I did was go in the back of the ear with the number 2 guard, just to soften that up, because once you line that up, it tends to look pretty dark sometimes. So with your number 3 guard, just go across the grain. I don't know how to, there's not really much I can say about this. Just take your time, go in all different directions, all different ways, just to really get all the hair even to a number 3. And then this is when I'll come back with my shear over comb, just to detail everything out. And I know my shear technique isn't all the way perfect. As you can see, I'm still moving my thumb and my index finger, but I'm slowly trying to get better at that. And then right here, what I'm doing is just basically point cutting any little dark spots that I will see. And no, don't worry, you're not going to cut anybody as long as you keep that steel blade on the scalp. And then right here, I'm just dusting him off, getting ready for the lineup. My client Chris here has a really mean cowlick in the front of his hairline, so his hairline can be pretty difficult. Not everybody has that perfect hairline, but we're going to try our best. We're going to do the sides first, the vertical bars, just because it sets the foundation for the hairline. And then we'll come back and touch the corner up and then work my way in, and then we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Also, keep in mind, you're never gonna get the hairline perfect the first time. So if you see yourself going over it a few times, don't stress about it. That pretty much does it for the lineup and the side taper. Let's go ahead and jump into the back of the head. If you guys can bear with me on this side of the head, I was having a little bit of camera difficulties. My lighting was all the way off and it was getting dark and getting light for some reason. But same steps apply. We went with the clipper open, closed that out, blended it out. Then we're here with the number 1 guard open, slowly closing your way down. There you go, I closed it. Trying to get that line softened. I did something a little bit different on this side. What I did was I kind of skipped using the half guard, just because sometimes in haircuts you don't need to use all your guards. Like right here, you can see me, I zoomed in. I'm just using the corner of the blade and tapping at that line, detailing it out, and you'll see it'll come together. I'm being very light-handed when I'm using the corner of my blade, just because you want to get that transition very smooth. If you press too hard or if you use your full blade, like I said before, you're going to gap somebody, you're going to patch somebody, and then you're going to have to bring the fade a lot higher, and that's not what you want to do. Then once you have that area blended, I'll come back with my 1.5 guard, open, set to my next guideline. Right here you'll see, open, go up about an inch and a half. In the back of the head, like I said, I like to spread my guidelines a little bit bigger just because it tends to be a lot more dense and it can look very dark. And my client around the occipital bone, he has a pretty big indentation. So, oh, you see my lighting acting very dumb right there, but yeah, right there you can see he has a very deep indentation in his head. So what it tends to do is it always looks darker no matter what guard we use in there, but just try to finesse around it, try to go use a lower guard in that area. Right here I just came back with my number 1 guard and I started cleaning up whatever the 1.5 didn't take out, using a lot of corner work. And then I'll come back with my number, what am I doing right here? Right there I saw a little dark spot, so I came back with my number 1 guard and just cleaned that up. Then like before, we're just going to connect the bottom of the taper to the top of the head by using that number 2 guard, open and close, hitting those areas. As you can see, the little indents in his head are still a little bit dark. I'm probably going to come back with the 1.5 for the 1 open to see if I can lighten that up. And then as you can see right there, it's still a little bit darker than the rest of the haircut. So I'll come back with shear over comb, that's what I'm going to do. And try to lighten that up. And I apologize for my lighting, like I said, it was acting up for some reason. And you can see my fingers right there all over the place. I've been trying to get better at my shear techniques, but it's very difficult, but we're learning. And then for me personally, this part of the haircut is probably my favorite part. Is when you line up the back taper, it brings the whole haircut together. You see any imperfections that you would have to go back and touch up. And some advice I could give in the back is just keep it natural. Don't push it in too deep to try to get the crispy line. Just keep it natural. Around the ear, it's a little bit difficult with these masks. You have to finesse your way around it, but we make it work. And then right there, I just saw a little line from the shaver that I want to get out. And to get that out, I usually just bring my trimmer and tap that line. And it usually comes out pretty quickly. So for the right side of the taper, I'm kind of just going to speed this up since it's basically the exact same steps on the other side. I'm going to let you guys watch this and enjoy that beat. Also, what I do want to say is I really do appreciate you guys showing mad love on my last video. It's almost 500 views. I honestly never expected it to get that many, but you guys been doing your thing, showing mad love, and I really do appreciate that. And right there, you saw I pointed out a little dark spot that I didn't like. So I came back with my 1.5 guard. That didn't really take it out, so I came back with my number 1 guard, corner that out, and as you can see, once I put the lineup on here, everything flows together, so it's looking pretty nice. And then of course we like to finish everything off with the straight razor. Some advice I could give for people using the straight razor, beginners, is stretch the skin, keep the razor flat. Don't press too hard, of course. I know it can be pretty scary at first. I was in barber college, that was the last thing I wanted to do, was cut somebody with the straight razor. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video today. I plan on dropping a video every Monday, so I'll see you guys next Monday. Be safe, guys.